Here we go again with Sweden. Right, guys, I have done a vlog before about Sweden, and you know that I don't have very high opinions about that country, and that I'm very grateful for being here in the UK today. But I just found it very interesting to show you how different people can express their opinions, including the authorities in Sweden. So you see a confrontation of opinions, and they can be two extremes. For instance, in the vlog I did before about Sweden, I told you that it is nowadays considered the country with the highest rate of rape for Swedish ladies. Anyway, this rate is due to the fact that Sweden has taken in more immigrants than they should. They've taken in even more immigrants than Germany itself. And they totally lost control of it, especially because there were no clear rules about taking these people in. So, for instance, there are many immigrants in Sweden. Funnily enough, they are all Muslims, or not the real Muslims. And they are registered as minors when in fact they have lied about their age. But why are they allowed to stay? Because it's also illegal to use any sort of scientific way and try to find out the real age of those individuals. I showed in that vlog before that there was a scientific way of doing that, and although they couldn't determine 100% the age, they could at least say if that individual was under or over 19 years of age, and that was through their teeth, right? I'm going to leave here the information where you can find the other video that I posted a while ago. Anyway, people, this one that I'm going to show you today, also about Sweden, says that criminality is not because of the foreigners. The criminals in Sweden, they're not the Swedes either. The criminals in Sweden, they are the second or third generation of immigrants because they did not do well at school and they don't feel like working, they couldn't get a job, etc., etc. So in fact, officially they are Swedes because they were born there. Well,
during the crisis of 2015, Sweden took in more refugees per capita than even Germany. Hundreds of thousands came, attracted by an open-door policy and generous welfare payments. Many settled in an area of Malmö called Rosengård, already home to a large immigrant population. In the past, there have been riots here. Cars burned. Earlier this year, the police station was bombed. Part of Rosengård, just over there in fact, has been designated by the Swedish police as a vulnerable area, one of 23 such areas across the country. Now there are those who say that's just putting a positive spin on it. What this is a no-go zone, a ghetto where crime is spiralling out of control.
Young guys don't have much to do, so Oh, let's have some fights with the police.
Glenn Sjogren is one of the city's most senior police officers.
It's what they call the worst area.
This is the worst area.
Yeah.
The biggest problems here are drugs and guns. 10 people have been shot dead in Malmö this year already. So when was the last time you had a shooting here?
2 weeks ago. Hey.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Just around 100 meters away.
Just here?
Yeah, that's right.
That's him?
That's him, yeah.
Do you know who did it?
We think we know.
You think you know?
Yeah.
Have you made an arrest?
Nope, not yet.
One of the most sensitive topics here is about immigration. And some people say that it's immigration that's to blame for this rise.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
But who's doing these shootings? Are they called Sven and Bjorn, and do they have blonde hair?
Normally not.
Right. Let's take another look at that sensitive question about immigration. Who's doing these shootings? Are they called Sven and Bjorn, and do they have blonde hair?
Normally not.
Right.
No.
Okay. But you don't think it's to do with immigration?
No.
Okay. So explain that.
Yes. These guys have not succeeded in the school. They don't have a job, and so on. Of course, they're immigrants, but not. They're second or third generation. So they're actually Swedes.
My daughter, she has a Turkish boyfriend. He's actually a Swede, but his father is Turkish. And he's got a job and he's a decent guy. Otherwise, he wouldn't be with my daughter, that's for sure. So you cannot generalize it either. The clip I'm going to show you as well talks about all these horrible, horrible areas where 90% of people living there are immigrants. And these areas, they're very close to the good areas. If we're talking about Brazil, for instance, in São Paulo, you have Morumbi, which is considered a good area in the southern part of São Paulo. But at the same time, there are favelas all around. So the same happens in Sweden. And I know Swedes that choose to be outside Stockholm and travel every day by train. And they spend an hour on the train back and forth. So 2 hours a day going to work because they cannot afford a good area in Stockholm, and at the same time, these other areas where there are only immigrants, they're cheaper, but they're full of crimes. No one wants to live there. What happens is that in the end, these areas, they turn into Muslim areas. You cannot really say that's Sweden. So their rules are applied in that area, and if you don't respect and follow that, you don't fit in. So nobody wants to move there. A lot of segregation in that country, people, and I'm going to do my best and try to show you. Take a look.
Because what's interesting about the Sweden isn't working narrative is that it's shared by many of the second-generation immigrants whose parents came here expecting some kind of utopia.
No, it's not the reality. It's so far away from reality.
What is the reality?
It's hard to explain. They say it's very good to live here and like this. Okay, people live here, they have food, but they don't feel good in their mentality, you know.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe it's the weather.
Hussein came to Sweden from Lebanon as a young boy. He's been out of work these past 3 years. As we stood chatting under the tree, there was a moment of journalistic serendipity.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
تمام.
كيف حالك؟
كيف الشباب؟
هلا عم. اهلا
الله
وسهلا.
بالعافية. يا أهلا وسهلا.
The newcomer is Abdurrauf Al-Absi.
لا لبناني.
He's a Syrian. He's been here for 5 years. And in all my reporting, I've rarely seen a happier refugee.
من إدلب.
من إدلب.
من إدلب الخضراء.
And how is life?
لا كويس.
كويس.
كويس
Good.
الحمد
Life
لله.
is good. الحمد لله. Okay.
بلد الحمد لله بلد عدالي بلد الحمد لله أخاء وده تمام.
What's he saying?
He said that all the people here is equal.
Really?
يعني هاي
It's
أقوى
really true,
شيء.
do you think?
الله سبحانه وتعالى بحبها.
They have
العدل.
treated the people from Syria very well here in Sweden. You know, you see now many of these Sweden people now, they are angry because of this man. They maybe don't like him because they say they came here from the war, they get everything, and we are sick, we cannot work, they don't give us money. We don't have to eat, and I am Swedish.
And do they have a point, do you think?
I think they have right.
He's just said a very big truth, believe it or not. Sweden has taken so many immigrants from countries in war that they spend a lot of money from welfare on these people. And believe you me, many do not even want to look for a job. They don't want to work at all. And what happens? People that really need that money because they're sick, because they're old, and they cannot really work anymore, they're not getting the money like they used to.